This meeting is being recorded.
Cranky. Hey, Jenny, are you in a place where I can make you co-host? You can let people in as we're going forward? Or who here's in a place where they can let people in?
Yeah, I can help you if you want.
You're driving, Carl. I don't want you to do it. Let's use life. Okay, you're a co-host, Jenny. Appreciate it.
Okay.
And Laura, I'll make you a co-host as well. Oh, not host, co-host. Phenomenal. Oh, okay. Memento. Okay. Get the party started, eh? How are we doing? How's the weekend? Now we're back in the swing of things. The holidays are over. It's the new year. Most of you should have your vision boards, dream boards, whatever you can call it, all set up. I like vision boards a lot better than dream boards. Dream boards are just a dream, never happens. Vision is when you have vision of something, right?
Yep.
So those who don't have the vision boards, is there a reason why not? And judgment-free zone. I mean, Carl's going to judge you, but I won't judge you, so that's okay.
I judge me more than anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're very judgmental. So that's why I'm saying it. Yeah.
I know for me, I can't explain why I don't do things.
Mm-hmm. You think it's procrastination is the biggest thing? So you got to do it. So what is it?
I don't know. That's one of the things I've been trying to figure out, because it's the same with making calls. I just won't do it until today.
What are the things that you tell yourself? Because you are the best salesman in the world to sell Carl and stuff. You're saying Carl not to make phone calls. You're selling Carl to not.
Well, that's the one thing. I don't talk to myself. I just don't do things.
What are you thinking?
Bizarre.
Like, I guess do you have an inner dialogue, or are you like thinking pictures, or what?
Nope. I sit here and I will think about my vision board and have it all written out in my head. It just never gets put on paper.
When you're thinking of it in your head, where are you usually that? Because you're driving? Is that where you're able to think? But then
yeah. Yep, mostly when I'm driving.
Okay. Is there a way where you can put it some sort of like or let me ask you this: are you having a hard time even doing sacred time?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think that is?
I always find something else that at the moment is more important.
What's more important?
Pretty much anything I need to do at the moment.
Is more important. So whatever that thing is, like give me an example of one of those things.
Well, like half the time I'm usually driving to a job somewhere outside of Idaho Falls, and that's where my sacred time is at the office. So instead of going back to work and then have to go back home, I just go home.
Got it. So your sacred time sometimes be taken up by work.
Yes.
Is there a time? Does that happen often, or how often is that? Is that every day?
Well, it used to happen often.
Right now that's changed, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if that's happening often, and obviously that your situation changed a little bit, but if that's happening often, you need to change your sacred time. Whether it's the amount, the time, because if you're working, you got to work. You know, it's that much.
One of the things I'm doing is when I get home, I am converting one of our bedrooms into an office.
Okay. Getting a location to do it.
Yeah, we'll have my own office.
Okay. How long is that going to take you?
Today.
What time are you going to start on it?
As soon as I get done at the unemployment office.
Okay.
I'm wondering if there's one here in Rexburg. There used to be. We'll find out.
Yeah, and getting a place is to work in. It's great. When you're finding other things that's more important than your sacred time, then your sacred time is not sacred to you.
Well, now it's extremely sacred.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, if you're having if this is not just for you, Carl. I mean, like, the challenges you're running into, everyone else is running it. A lot of people are running the same challenges. So I'm kind of more drilling down a little bit on you.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
So think about it, guys. Like, what's stopping you from doing certain things? We're supposed to be talking about scaling your business today, but if you can't do the basic parts of it, it's impossible to scale. Does that make sense? So if you're having a hard time making those phone calls, and you already dedicated the time to make those phone calls, or to knock on those doors, to write those ads, to do whatever your money making activity is, to send those text messages, then you got to relook at it and, like, why am I not taking this seriously? Whether you land deals or not, it makes no difference to me. I want to land deals, but why are you here if you're not going to land deals, if you're not trying to, right? So whatever excuses that we're finding, that putting in front of the time of taking action, of doing money making activities, 90% of the time they're not more important than what the money making activities are. It's usually because there's some discomfort there, and some sort of fear. So we have to kind of think about, what is that fear? What's stopping us from doing it? Is it the fear of most of the time it's fear of rejection. I'm afraid to make that call because I'm afraid of being rejected. So just getting that and recognizing it and knowing that there's no way for you to lose. If you do the go for no's, like we talked about in Osium, what's the word? A lot. We've talked about a lot. Like, put a no goal. I want 10 people to tell me no before I hang up, before I stop calling. And that way, every call you make, there's no rejection, because you got what you wanted. You wanted the no's. So try that. Do the avatar, all this stuff. Everything that needs to be done that we talked about, those are the things that are, and for those that are having a hard time with that, if you'd be brave enough to come up and say, what's your thoughts? What do you think that is? Because you are the best salesman that's ever lived to sell yourself. Every time that I don't do something, I sold myself that I shouldn't be doing it. I should do something else. You sold yourself. Every time you do something, you're sold yourself on that idea. Maybe you did do sacred time and you did make those phone calls. That's awesome. You sold yourself that's a great idea. So what is the sales pitch that you're telling yourself without even realizing? I'll just do it tomorrow. I can't work like this, or I'm really stressed. I got to be focused on it. I'm really not sure what to say, or whatever script you're telling yourself to convince yourself not to take that action, not to keep the sacred time sacred. Those are the questions you need to figure out. But I digress. Let's any thoughts on that, or should we just move on?
Well, for me, I want to say that I want to start making the phone calls this week, and I'm gonna sign up on the iOS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign up on the iOS software today. But
Love
then
it.
the question is like, oh, I don't know how to start. I don't know anything about this software.
Mm-hmm.
And how am I gonna make this call? Should I need a new number? Should I do it with my own personal phone number?
Yeah.
Or what to ask, or what to say, how to start a conversation?
Great question. Right. So with as far as like the scripts, if you go into the 60-day challenge in the classroom, and under deal analysis, there's a document and contracts modular. So if you go in the classroom, I'll copy the link here.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just be able to click on it, and then you'll get to it. But in there, there's a script for cold calling script. So for what to say, and then also there are. There's the chat. Oh, sweet. Heather has single family that she found she wants to make a phone call on. Yes, Heather, I think that's a great idea. We can definitely do that. Let's wait for the bottom half of the hour, and we can do that. I love it. But good job on that, and at least getting something going. As far as Renatus iOS, if you're looking for training videos, there are videos in the back office. There are videos in the back office that goes over the training on how to use that software, right?
There's also every Thursday at 4:00. There's iOS training from corporate.
Oh, and Essentials too. They actually have a couple of trainings on that as well in Essentials.
I thought it was Friday at 2.
Check the calendar.
Has it been moved?
It definite maybe.
I'll have to check. It's always been Friday at 2. I've attended them, so I don't know.
I thought it was Thursday at 4. No, Thursday at 4 is just I don't know. Yeah, Josh is right. Check the calendar. Phenomenal. Okay. So that's in there. I did want to ask you guys' opinion on something. So I'm revamping the classroom format, or not format, but I'm revamping the classroom, and one of you guys' thoughts as far as how everything looks and supposed to be. Come on, share. Okay. So if you have been in the classroom the last couple of days, if you look in like the 60-day wholesale games, it has everything that's in there as far as like, finding the deals, the deal analysis, all the call recordings are in that one spot. I wonder if it might be easier as I put it out here as far as like the call recordings, and they're in their own individual modules. So you I think it'd be easier to find. What do you guys think about this, or is it better just to have it all in one spot, you think? Or do you like this?
I like that. I like the avatar is badass.
Yeah, AI is cool. Getting good at prompting, then you can do some really cool stuff.
I like what you got, Jared.
So you prefer this way versus like how we currently have it, and that way as well.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, I like that one too.
As we're going through, like you can click on this, like you accomplished it. So 1% done. I don't really click on the check marks personally, but clicking on the accomplishment. But the challenge with that is because I'm adding new calls every single Monday through Friday, so it reduces percentage. So I think it might be a little bit more of like, if you are clicking on it, you want to see that 100% and getting all that close as you can. It's always going to be smaller percentages versus you're able to click on that. Yeah, I watch all this stuff. I'm good. I did the money making activities, ready to go, and then you always have that I don't know, that feeling of completion versus it never being finished. So I think
it's inviting too.
What was that?
It's inviting.
Yeah.
Like makes you want to click. Like you're like, okay, what's this guy doing?
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. And check it. So it's just not just a single thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. All right. Another thing too, so Wednesdays, here's we talked about this before, but this is what I'm gonna be doing. And I'm debating to do this on Mondays as well. But actually, why not do Monday? I think that's good. So Mondays and Wednesdays. Do Monday money making, and Wednesday. I'll think of a cool name. Anyways, but what if we did this where it's instead of a call where it's like the Q&As are awesome, we're able to talk about certain subjects, and we discussed this before, is if we turn in all the accountability and taking action, we're already setting time apart to kind of be on these calls anyways. So let's turn it into money making activities where we turn on all the cameras, so there's accountability. And this may or may not be great for certain people. Like, for example, Laura's working right now, so maybe a little challenging to do this. But for the most of you that are on, I think we can mix this work where we are just making phone calls. We're doing money making activities, and so we can kind of go over. And I'm working on some more finer details, but I'm gonna have like how many no's we're gonna get. So during the 50 minutes of us making phone calls, we're gonna get so many. Our goal is to get so many no's.
I like it.
And but we're gonna post the no's, so we can have whoever gets the most no's gets a small prize or something like that. You know what I mean? We're making it fun, and we're gamifying it, and we'll have the list ready to go. If we don't, then let's figure that out, right? If you're having a hard time figuring out the list, we can get that. That's fine. We can make that happen beforehand. How does that sound, guys? Is that something we can do? Like, should we just do it 1 day a week, or I'm thinking 2 days a week at least?
Let's do 5 days. Why not?
Right?
I'm messing around.
Well, we can do. Go ahead.
I think for a minimum, we probably should do 2 days, because if we do just 1 day, we won't be able to hit everybody's list. So, say if you got somebody brings in a list of 10 people, we may make those calls for just an hour, depending on how those calls go.
Yeah.
Or 2 people, so maybe 2 days a week work.
Yeah, I think so too. Money making Monday, I like it. Heard from you during the work, but listen to you live here. Pointers and handle no better. Yep, great, phenomenal. We can also another thought is like putting an additional time, like whether that's like little in the afternoon or sometime after like Wednesdays at 5. We can jump on and do it in the evening as well. So that's why people that can't do it in the afternoon, we can jump on and call.
Well, 5 o'clock, a lot of the people are driving home.
Or 6. Yeah, we can definitely kind of with the time frames for sure. Right? That's a good point, Carl. But the driving home, I mean, probably be open to have a conversation, because why not?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be looking at your list and driving at the same time.
Oh, you're talking about the gamers. Okay, I thought you meant like people were calling.
You can multitask. Come on. I sleep when I'm driving all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
For some reason, Heather, that does not surprise me.
Right. Okay. Awesome. So I think let's do that. Let's do Mondays. So and then Wednesdays. Start Wednesday. So tomorrow we can talk about making sure you're getting your list, so we have it and it's ready to go. So if you're having a hard time getting a list, phone numbers, whatever that may be the case, let's have the conversation and figure out the solution. So we're ready to go on Wednesday. Maybe you can conference call with someone and be on mute. Then you can be listening, trying to do that day when you're off work. Yeah. Even if I mean, even if you're working right now, then you can definitely still listen. And one thought would be everyone's on mute, but then we can have volunteers who wants to be off mute. So I don't know. We can definitely figure something out, right? Where maybe I'll do some. I'll be participating as well. So listen to mine, listen to someone else's. We can kind of rotate. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah, but definitely. Okay, cool. So that's what's going on. What do you guys think about doing another door knocking bonanza this Saturday?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So it would be the Saturday the 11th, and we'll kind of figure out a place better than the last place I don't like we went to. There was too much of a difference. I think we should go back to West Valley. We had more success out there, or maybe in Magna. Hit some more.
Nobody lives in Magna.
What was that? No one lives in Magna?
Nobody lives in Magna.
Dude, I've done like 10 deals in Magna. That's great. It's fine.
I talked to Twilla over the weekend and I was like, what the heck? Jared does this all the time. What?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
I say we go out to Tooele and clean it out so Jared can't do it anymore.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, Twilla's a fine place. We can figure that out as we get closer. On the 18th of this month, it's a Saturday. We're doing a cold calling bonanza. So what we're doing is actually there's this is partnered with Camera Right. They're in the Weaver County here in Utah, but
Is it in Centerville?
Centerville. Yep. So
Yeah.
so they're gonna be there. It's in Centerville, but she has a room already booked out for us, and so basically it's gonna be almost like a mini call center. We're gonna go in there for a couple hours and just make calls like crazy. But it's a little different when you're in the same room and you're talking to people, and we're gonna go over some scripts and some ways to get through some barriers beforehand. So put that in the calendar as well. So we have Saturday, we're doing a door knocking bonanza, and Saturday the 11th, and then Saturday the 18th is the cold calling bonanza in person. If you're not local, we can Zoom stuff in, so no biggie. And then on the 18th, guys, you guys realize it's been 2 months since we started. Now because of the holidays, I'm gonna go. We're gonna keep going to like the 30th or the 31st. But on February 1st, we're gonna be a wrap up party. So February 1st, the location is still to be announced, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have all of the swag there. It better be gracious. These places I ordered, it's been more than a month, and they still haven't came. So yeah, note to self, don't use them ever again, which is just annoying.
My accountability person kind of fell off the radar for a second. I don't know what happened to him.
Well, let's talk about it, and then we'll see, or hit me up afterwards, and we'll find out. Maybe we'll call your accountability person together, see if we can help them or figure out
I'm
what
gonna
the
have to
problem is.
shake the shit out of him, get him back on track.
Sometimes people need a little come to Jesus
Yeah,
meetings.
that's why I'm here, right? Because I'm his accountability partner.
That's right, holding him accountable. Yeah, we
He'll
can.
hunt him down and knock on his door. Be like, what are you doing?
Made any calls? Have you done anything? Come on, man. How many meetings do you have working for you right now? Let's go. Okay. All right. So with scaling your business, back to focus, right? So we have again the 11th, the 18th, and the 1st. We got stuff going on. All right. The wrap up party. I'm going to be doing like games. So we're going to be playing poker and other fun games. Just for keep the theme right. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Okay. Let's see here. Checking the comments.
No Monopoly.
Yes. No Monopoly. We'll play.
I'm highly competitive and evil. So bad idea.
We all know that you're evil, but what else is it? Oh, competitiveness. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I'm not worried. You'll find something else to do that's more important. Bam.
There you go. So yeah, Marge, I'll put all the stuff in the calendar today since we're done here. Actually, do other commitments. So if you need any accountability partner, I am open to having one. Okay, cool. So Heather, you should reach out to Marjorie as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen her
you already.
comment.
Oh, you already responded to her. Maybe I should just finish reading. Okay.
No, you're good.
Before we call your person, but scaling business, before getting to scaling, you definitely want to make sure that you're making money. Like that's the biggest thing. If you're not closing deals consistently, then you're not at the point where you're like should be scaling. Right? What I would recommend when you're scaling, because the only way to scale your business is to put money into it. That's the only way to do it. So when I first started wholesaling, I was working. Well, I was doing this full time, so that was nice because I've already quit Walmart at this point. But I didn't really have a ton of extra funds because I quit my job way too soon than I should have when I first started. I probably should have waited at least 2 or 3 years instead of quitting after the first year. And the reason why I say that because even though I was making, double my Walmart salary, that money went to living expenses and insurance and the other benefits they don't think about, right? When you're working a job. So I think one of the biggest mistakes people have when they're thinking about scaling their business is that they turn their full-time side hustle or their side hustle into a full-time gig too soon. Now, sometimes because of the job situation or it's just like it's soul sucking, you got to get out there sooner than later, then you do what you got to do. But think about first, like how can you scale this if you lost a fourth of your income or half of your income? If half your income goes away, it's hard to scale. So that's something to kind of add in there and to think about. You're not going to be able to scale if you're not able to put money into it. So what I recommend when I first started this, my average deal back in the day, now my average deal is anywhere from 15 to 20, but my average deal was $10,000 when I first started. Like that's I ran my numbers, and the second someone was able to give me 10,000 for a wholesale fee, done, it's yours. I didn't do any bidding wars. I was just like turn and burn. This 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. That's why I was like consistently every time I would get 10,000 bucks. Now I was leaving a ton of money on the table, but I would rather no headaches versus a little extra money in the bank account. So I wanted in and out. It's good, it's fine. But what I'm getting to is like, okay, so what do you do with that 10,000? If you made, let's just say you made a wholesale fee of 10,000 smackers, I think this is just a personal thing, but you should definitely take at least 10%, maybe even 20, and just blow it. Now, as far as like the good financial advice, I mean this is just Jared's world, so I'm not giving any financial advice, but you need to reward yourself. If you're working so hard and then you literally you made 20,000 bucks on this wholesale deal, and then it all goes, you're just paying off your debts, goes right into the business. There's not that much. I mean, you get a door, hey, I made the deal, it's awesome, it's so exciting, but you need some sort of like reward. And sometimes just closing the deal isn't reward enough to keep you motivated, keep you going. Does that make sense? So be okay with spending money on yourself. And it doesn't have to be a crazy amount. I mean, $2,000, you're gonna buy that phone you always wanted, or you're gonna do whatever. You're gonna go on a weekend trip with the spouse or something. I don't know. You spend a couple grand and treat yourself. Reward yourself every time the deal happens. I mean that's I think that's under talked about. Under talked about. That's word. It's underutilized. I think it's huge to spend money on yourself. So blow, and again, myself, this is just 10% on yourself, 10% to charity. Do you guys know that they've done studies that people give to charity make money? Yeah. So you're giving yourself 10% to charity, and then you're left with 80% of the funds, right? So 8,000 bucks left over. If I were you, because obviously there's different things that kind of comes in place, right? I would put at least 20% just in reserves for whatever reason. You always want to have money in reserves. So then you're at 6,000 bucks, and I'd put that back into the business. Right? Yeah, it is about abundance. Like if I'm closing a deal and maybe I'm in debt 300,000, I'm spending $1,000 on a trip for me and the kids to go somewhere. It does bring abundance to your life. You're really thinking about it, right? Same with giving to charity, whether that's your church, whether that's any charity you're thinking of. Like that's and you don't have to do these things. These are just things that I have done and I would do to recommend other people to go. So if you got 10,000, you spend 1,000 on yourself, 1,000 in charity, 2,000 reserves, and then so that leaves you with 60%, so $6,000 left over, which you put into the business. Now, what would you want to put in the business though? So this is something you want to be. You never want to spend scared money. So scared money is if like, oh, I can't lose this 6,000. If I lose this money, I'm really screwed. It's when you're putting money into ads, when you're putting money into cold callers or whatever it is to try to give yourself some time back. You have to understand that there's risk of it never getting any returns. And that's probably more likely the case when you first start, because you're still learning. Now you can learn from other people like myself and other people that have scaled up their business, that have really built systems to make things kind of make sense and work. Definitely. So as far as like ads go, you can definitely hire someone to help you with that, or you can just put out the simplest ads out there. I got a training out there about the ads, which you guys can take a look at to give more detail on. But the ads are just could be as simple as you possibly want and into the area you want. Another way is mailers, right? So you can send out mailers too. So if you're not familiar with like ads and having to learn all that stuff, it's very easy to throw a lot of money into it and not have any returns. But mailers is pretty easy and simple to do versus not. Does that make sense? So whether you're going through Deal Machine, Renatus iOS, there are countless other mailer postcard programs out there which you can utilize. And if you put in $6,000 into mailers, sending out 6,000 mailers, you're going to get something, right? You're going to get some sort of return. And a really good return with mailers, guys, is 1%. If someone contacts you, calls you back, you send out 100 mailers and one person calls you back, that is a phenomenal mailing campaign. And the challenge is like, and that person may not even sell their house, but I'm just talking about just contacting you back from the mailers. So that goes into other percentages too, as far as like, okay, how many call me back are going to actually want to sell their property, set an appointment, how many of those are actually going to close, so on and so forth, right? So those kind of things. You can definitely think about doing something like that. There's another company that I can get you guys set up with a discount too. But cold caller, so VAs is another great way to scale your business. One of the VAs, let's see, where are they? It's Rocket. Here it is. Rockstar Callers. So what this company has here, let me put it in here so I have it, so you guys can have it. Okay. Okay, so there's this company, so it's Rockstar Colors, and what they do, and you don't have to use this company specifically, but there's plenty of other companies like this. They provide the lists, the cold callers to set in appointments. So it's like 4 cents for a skip traced lead, and they're pulling leads from like the typical like notice of defaults, all that stuff, but also they're pulling leads from they're able to get like the when utilities are being shut off and on, or when there's like city ordinance violations, those kind of things. They're pulling leads from that too. So, and if people are struggling with money, like getting their their power turned off and on is very, very common. So they're pulling leads from all sorts of from those type of places as well. And it's like 3 cents per lead with a phone number, email, all that fun stuff. So you can get as many as you want, and you can have them call, like actually call and set appointments for you. And you're guaranteed to get at least 40 leads, like ready, like I want to have a conversation about selling my house within a month. Otherwise, they'll keep on working without no extra charge until that happens per month. So that's an option. Like overall, it costs like $1,500 a month to get one of these guys to call. And then they also have like appointments. So not only are they setting the appointments, but then you can actually have like transaction coordinator. You can have someone to go in and actually close them for you, and you're just kind of funneling them more leads and more money into it. So that's when it gets really, really big as far as like the funds you're putting into it, right? But like for $1,500 a month, you can get a cold caller that's calling the leads. It's a full time. They're from Egypt, which is better than the accents are a little bit better in my personal experience. I've used a lot of virtual assistants over. Let's see. I'll get to you in a second, Carl. I've used a lot of virtual assistants from the Philippines, and I've gotten deals from them because they make phone calls. You set them up. The accent's pretty strong sometimes, so that gets a little bit. It's just at that point, it's all about numbers in that case. You know, you're just one call as many as humanly possible. Give them a script. One challenge I had with VAs is like I'd always have to retrain them. I was with a couple companies, and then I would train them to how I want them to interact with my list or with my leads and whatnot. And then that person left, so I had to train a new person. And then I stole a person from that company, and I don't know how moral that is, but so I just hired her like full time, and she was great. She was able to do we were able to do quite a bit together. So yeah, virtual assistants are a phenomenal way, and this is that company help you with leads or just making those phone calls too. I think is Christine on here? Nope. So she's also, so if you guys know Christina, she's on Christina Diamond. She is another resource I'd recommend because that's basically what she does. She sets people up with virtual assistants. And if you want help, like what company should I use? She's a great resource to talk to you about. Okay. So highly recommend that. Christine Diamond. She's in the games, but she's not here. What questions do you guys have about virtual assistants or scaling or putting the money back into deals? Is that a little scary, or what's your thoughts?
When you get the virtual assistant, do you define the location, the area that you want, or is this just nationwide?
It's nationwide, but you're gonna find, yeah, I want you to call every lead that we have in a certain city if you want. I'm just working in Salt Lake City. Yes, you can, whatever area, city, state you want to call in. And after the first couple of months, if you're just like in one city, you probably have to branch out a little bit or retouch those leads as well.
Hey, Jared, are they all still named Steve, or have some of them changed their names?
Are they all Steve? So I got a Stefan once. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, it's different names. I mean, I'm sure I've never had a Steve, but
it's just whenever I've called those, they've always had like American names, and
yeah,
there's like whatever their Indian name is. No, this isn't a Steve or a George.
Right. No. You're absolutely right. And the thing is, like with the Egyptians VAs, I like them a lot because their accent isn't that strong. I mean, there's a bit of a hint of an accent, but it's not too bad. That's what I really like about the rockstar callers. You know, yeah. Whether they're Steve, like that's fine. No biggie.
So you're saying that they are English speakers? I mean, not native English speakers?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are they based at?
Egypt. So these ones I'm particularly talking about is Egypt. And I've used a ton in the Philippines. You can get virtual assistants here, but it's it's a lot more expensive. Like we're talking like $6 an hour effectively versus 20 or here or 15 maybe. But like $6 over there, like the Philippines or like Egypt or whatnot, that's a lot of money. That's high quality talent versus here if you're only spending $15 to $20 an hour, that's kind of like they can either work for you or go to McDonald's and they get approximately the same. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're gonna get higher caliber versus here, which is kind of weird to say.
It's okay to be here.
Mute Claudia. There we go.
Oh, the other thing you're saying is as soon as you get a really good one, steal it.
Well, I'm not saying you should. That's just what I know a guy that did that. But yeah, I don't know how it was. The company was a little iffy. She wasn't happy. She was going to leave anyways, and I was like, well, don't leave. Just still make calls with me. Then don't worry about it. Yes, I did steal her. That is correct. What was that your question, Carl? When you had your hand up?
Yeah, that was my question. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
And I have a question on that. Do we have to give them a script on what they have to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have the base. So they're trained on doing what we're doing, right? So they've already know what needs to happen. The processes you can get. They can get plugged into whatever CRM system you have, or they can just send you like an Excel sheet that you both have access to, like a Google Sheets, for example. So as they update it, they can put it up there. Or if you have any CRM systems already in place, they can connect to that. And so even if you don't have a script, the scripts that they have are very generic, like pretty cookie cutter. But if you wanted them to do anything special, like as far as like the, like we talked about before, like the confused old man. No, what's the word? Stammering old man. Like if you want them to use some of those techniques, then you would have to kind of make sure that you train them and let them know this is the script I want. This is how it's done. So yeah. So you can, but don't have to give them a script. And then it comes with the leads. The 1500 comes with the leads too as well.
Sounds like I need to know how to do it first in order to train them.
That's 100% true. Yeah, and that's the thing. So it kind of depends on where you're sitting at as far as time and money scale is, right? So like, I guess you don't necessarily need to know all the ins and outs to pay someone to do it, but to be able to get the best outcome versus the dollar, like it's better for you to have that knowledge and experience in your back pocket than to not. And if you use these guys, I can help with your VA a little bit, and we can have some conversations, some training conversations with your VA if you want to jump on a call or something. I have zero problems with doing that. I'm not gonna, I don't charge anything for that, but we can definitely have a conversation with that if you're using Rockstar callers,
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you.
Great question. Yeah. What other questions do you guys have about scaling your business? And then we'll call Heather's person real quick.
Hey, Jared, I have a question. So I have a buyer that wants to, she's open to anywhere from Davis County, all of Davis and Weber County. Would it be worth to invest in a Mojo dialer for like the first month to, because I can go on the iOS and get, a couple thousand leads on that.
Yeah. So Mojo Dialer is great. Also Deal Machine. I've been playing with that recently and it's been phenomenal. Just pulling up lists from certain cities or whatever, right? If you use my code, you have a week trial, so you can kind of test it and see how that works.
What's your code on that?
It is it's a Wholesale Games is the promo code.
Okay.
And in the actual in the school community, if you look under where there's like links, like one, I think I posted it, it's pinned. Let me copy this link real quick. I'll put it in there.
So you prefer Deal Machine over Mojo? Is the price pretty comparable?
The prices are comparable, but Deal Machine does more. So Mojo is a dialer, and it's like I love Mojo. But Deal Machine will give you the list, the phone numbers, and and it's a driving for dollars. You can have multiple sign-ons. And you can also, so it's like for 3 sign-ons, I think it's like 180 bucks or something like that a month. But if you get 3 people, that's like 60 bucks or 70 bucks a person per month versus, the $100 for one sign-on, right? So
Does it only give you certain times to do it? Like, so let's just say 3 of us joined.
Right.
But like, okay, I can get like these hours, like somebody can get those hours. Is that how you would have to break it down? Or could you do it all at the same time?
Right. Yeah. So because depending on if you're doing for dialing, I think you can do like pay for 1 license, and then that's like 100 extra bucks just to have the license to make the phone calls. And then I think you can do it multiple times. So there may be like initial setup cost but you should be able to do more than 1.
Hey, if anybody wants to split that with me, I'd be willing.
I'm good. I'll do it, Jenny. Because I know with the Mojo dialer before, like we had it, and
yeah,
like so many on the team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll contact you separately.
Yep, sounds good.
I am interested too if anybody wants to do it with me.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Just put it in the chat so I remember who you are, and then we can divvy it up how we need to.
And here's the link to it as far as like to get the discount code, and then yeah, I should give it right there.
Can you post it in the?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll repost it in there. It is pinned, but I'll post it again so it's on top.
Because I was gonna say, didn't you already post in there? Because I got on there and I actually was kind of watching some of the trainings and that on there.
Yeah, I posted the deal machine trainings that they have like a little playlist, and then with the same post I posted the whatchamacallit,
okay,
the link to get it. But I'll repost it so it's in there, so it's not a big deal.
I know why.
Okay. Phenomenal. All right, Heather. Well, any questions before we move on? Interested in deal machine, Carl? Okay. And also, me and Nate are going to go in on the subscription as well. So we'll need a third person. Whoever wants to put another 60 bucks, that'll be booming. Deal. Sweet. Okay. Phenomenal. All right, Heather. So tell me, you got a lead you want to call on? What's the dealio? Give me the
Yeah, so I was driving by this house, and it looks really bad. It's empty. There was a porch light on, so I know people have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks really bad. It's ugly, so I love it.
Yeah, those are great houses.
So this one, I looked it up, and it's on 4181 South, 900 East in Mill Creek, Utah.
Okay, yeah.
And I looked it up, and it was underneath Bennett Properties LLC, and I tracked it down to Dale Kranz Bennett. And he lives in Lehi, Utah. I have a couple of numbers for him. I've tried them and I can't get a hold of somebody, but maybe we'll have better luck today.
Yeah.
What other information do you need before making a phone call?
Here, what's the address again? Sorry, I was commenting.
You're fine. It's 4181 South, 900 East, Mill Creek, Utah.
Creek.
Do you want the zip? It's 84124.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, I found it on realtor.com. You can see a pretty accurate picture of what it looks like right now.
Got it. Okay.
I didn't go out and see if the power is turned off. Sometimes the power company will put those little plastic pieces if it's been like shut off, and I didn't get out to do that, but I normally do.
But the lights, the porch light is on though, so they're
Yeah.
someone's paying for power, right? Okay.
But like the gas, sometimes they turn that off if it's vacant.
Oh yeah. What's the phone number?
So I have several, but this one I feel like might be pretty close because it said last reported December 2024. So 801 884 7192.
884-7192. What's the person's name? Who's the owner?
Name's Dale Bennett. And it's underneath Bennett Properties LLC. So I think that's probably pretty accurate.
Do you want to make the phone call, or do you want me to make the phone call, be on point, or what's the best scenario for you?
Maybe you can give him a try because I've given him a couple of messages and stuff, and so I don't want to like hound him, but
Any response to the message?
no, I've even texted. I've dabbled on the number. I don't like to like, I don't know, harass people, but
It's okay. Let's give him a call. Give Dale a call.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 801-884-7192 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To send a fax, press 4 now. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Dale, this is Jared. I'm calling about your property. It's in Mill Creek, the 4181 South. My phone number is 801-648-3375. That number again is 801-648-3375. The reason why I'm giving you a call, there's been that's a golden message, by the way, people. I know we talked about it before, but that's a really good one, just to emphasize. You let them know what you're calling about, your name, and then you make sure your phone number is there. And then the reason I was calling, because there's been and then hang up, like the phone got disconnected in mid sentence.
I've got other numbers
phone number. Yeah.
Or we can do a fax. Like that was an option. He said.
Fax.
I'm just waiting. And the message just said send a fax. Nobody sends fax.
Wait, what?
And the message.
Okay, he's old school.
Or
so you text him and he said send a fax.
No, that phone number. If you listen to the message, it says send a fax. Press 4.
Okay. Okay. That's funny.
I was like, wait, who sends
I need to pay attention to that. That's funny. I
Okay,
mean, that would get someone's attention if they got like the machine actually turns on. That I'd pay attention to that. Shoot.
Yeah. I would be like, what the heck? It's all dusty.
What's the next number?
So 801
Uh-huh.
664 4084.
4084. Hey guys, give me 1 second. My daughter's calling me. I gotta take this.
Yeah, of course.
So Heather, how did you find this house?
Driving.
Oh, nice. So you were driving for dollars.
Not really. I was just driving.
Okay.
It caught my eye. I don't like to drive for dollars, like to do that, but I'll drive around and look around. Like I don't like to make it a thing because I did that before and I wasted so much time. So I only drive for dollars if I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, but technically you just noticed this house based off of what you know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Because like, I don't know, when I was pregnant, I seen people that were pregnant, you know, like you just notice what you put out in the world. Like if I'm looking for ugly houses, then I find them. So I just make sure that I'm looking everywhere I go. So I don't make it like a thing.
Heather, I wanted to say, so with my children, sometimes they'll put their phones on silent. So if you call and it automatically goes straight to voicemail, hang up and call right back, and then it'll ring.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So I didn't either until I found out because I was mad, and I called right back right away. And then I noticed that a few times when they've done that and had it on silent, I would call and it would go straight to voicemail, but I'd call right back and it would automatically start ringing to their phone.
That makes so much sense, Michelle. Huh? I
So-
didn't know that.
Yeah, so just kind of doing it and just like, oh, if they answer, like, oh, sorry, but like, and
That's
phone
a,
hung up or whatever it was, like Jared said.
yeah, that's a setting you can set in your phone. But I will tell you that people that have that set in their phone and then you call to get past it will be really concerned, right? And then two, be pissed because you have uncaringly, violated their privacy. I mean, they're gonna, you may not have, I mean, you might get through, and I'm not saying not do it, just be prepared that that's not just that's a mechanism that they've implemented for their privacy and might felt violated. So just
Oh wait,
FYI.
Angie, you're saying they'll be pissed because you tried to call back twice?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because that's now that secret's out there. People know that, right?
Yes.
So it'll get through, and especially so we did this all the time when we ran our knock, or when we had to call people at night. Like if something was going down and we had to call people, we knew to call, and if it went to voicemail, hang and call back, because then it would get through their do not disturb, right? So anybody that did that. So you might be calling somebody that has do not disturb turned on because they're sleeping or because they are, something like that. So just be aware that that's something that people intentionally might set, and that they might be a little upset. I mean, sometimes they're grateful because they're in a position and you're helping them, but it might increase the number of pissed off people that you talk to.
I'm just more curious about my phone, because my phone automatically goes right to voicemail. And I'm like, what the heck? My phone, but it's because it's on silent. So it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Aha. Got it.
Well, and so yes, that would, to Angie's point, that'll increase the number of upset people when you do that, but it also increases the number of people you're talking to and deals you close.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was saying is just be prepared for that. Like set yourself up so that you're not feeling beat up at the end of that if you're doing that way.
Right.
Yeah, it's a balance, huh?
And that's not going to come up a ton of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to, and that's normally when we come up if you're dialing it by finger, because if you're using dialer, it kind of just gets on to the next, right? So if you're just dialing it with your with hands, sometimes it's worth it to call again because you usually you're not working with a huge list already. So I think that's fine. But with the dialer, kind of that problem's not even present because this is how the system's set up, right? Okay, perfect.
So Vicky Bannon is Dell's wife. They live in the same house, and she's also, I believe, underneath the LLC is what I looked up.
Vicky?
So yes, Vicky L. Bannon. And her number, when you're ready,
yeah,
is 801-706-2197.
Let's call Vicky right now.
Thanks for calling. To connect and talk, just say your name and what you're calling about after the beep.
Hey, Vicky, this is Jared.
Hey, thanks.
So I said it like I'm showing mute right now, but I said it like this is Jared. You know me. Hello? Vicky? Hello? Like a stepped into an alternate universe all of a sudden. Can you hear me? Hello? Interesting. Do we call the other number you mean? 664? No, we didn't.
The 801-664-4084.
Oh, 4084? I put 90.
Yeah.
was calling the wrong number. Maybe they had a house for me to buy.
I got a couple of wireless. I got 4 of them, but that one is the 706-2197 is on both of the lists for Dale and Vicky, so that might be good.
Hey, this is Jared. I was calling one of your properties. My phone number is 801-648-3375. Number again is 801-648-3375. This is Jared, and the property I was calling about, let's see, there has been the voice message said it was Josh. I don't think it was Dale, but we'll still leave a message. Might have something.
Way to storm the castle, Jared.
Way to what?
Storm the castle.
Right, I'm leaving here with something.
Should we give some more?
The people, I gotta go pick up my daughter. That's why she was giving me a call. So there were some challenges at some school. So I gotta.
What's more important, Jared?
What's more important? She is.
I'm just playing. Just playing.
Like not even flinching on that answer.
I know. Just playing.
I mean, real estate is more important. Okay, awesome, guys. Great. Well, yeah. Let's remember the dates, the Saturdays, and I'll have it updated on the calendar. And then, yeah, prepare for Wednesday. We're gonna be doing money making activities all Wednesdays and all Mondays. Let's do Mondays.
From now going forward to this Wednesday plan.
Correct. Correct.
Do we have a time for Saturday?
What time do you guys? Yeah, the good idea. What time do you guys want to do it? When are you open? Should you do 11 o'clock?
I hate 11.
It seems like people show up for 11 than they did the 2 o'clock time frame. But what's your guys' feeling? Why do you hate 11, Heather?
Because I like to sleep in.
Oh my gosh, you're sleeping past 11?
Past 11?
On Saturday, yeah, I do. That's why I'm self-employed, to sleep in. It's not for money. It's to sleep in. Do my own thing. Okay.
I'm gonna ignore everything you're saying right now. So moving right along.
I'll do whatever, guys. I'm just
Goodness gracious, sleeping in. If you're wondering why you're not into deals, that's the answer.
I am getting deals. I'm getting yeses.
I'm
just not closing anybody because they're things.
It's all that late night partying Heather does.
Exactly.
I know.
I figured as much.
Yeah, you've been watching my Facebook.
Yeah. Too much partying. Something. 11 is good. I got.
So I get worn out.
Yeah, Marjorie is a great idea. Her kids will come over and wake you up. That seems a great idea.
Yes.
They're phenomenal doing that. I think 11 is probably a good time. We'll do 11. We're catching. Doesn't kill the entire day. And still have plenty of time to talk to people and get some stuff going. So sweet.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Let's do this. I'm excited. Adios, muchachos. And muchachas.
Thank you.